Uh-oh, are we back? Are we back? I probably should have worn a different sweater. Guys, what do we do? Should I change? I've worn this shirt before. Oh, Liz McGuire, you are an outfit repeater. Hi! We're back, 여러분. Welcome to another 어머드라마. Are my lights too bright? Oh my gosh, hold on. I'm like a ghost. Uh-oh. My animal is here. It's been some time and I wanted to bring 어머드라마 back. I started this years after I got into K-dramas because I didn't have anyone to talk about K-dramas with. I didn't have any friends that watch K-dramas or friends in general, and that still stands for today. So, and because I am a full-time content creator, I've been watching a plethora of dramas and I want to talk about them because I have no one to talk about it with. When I watched Bloodhounds, I didn't have anyone to talk about it with and I had so many theories. Okay, anyway, so I decided to bring it back under its own name. I was gonna mush it with a cute little chat, but I want to keep those separate. So yesterday I watched The Wonderfools, and that is single-handedly the funniest drama I've ever watched in my K-drama career. If you guys are new here with 어머드라mas, which we would kind of just talk about it as if you've seen it before. We bring all of our thoughts, all of our opinions, all of our theories, but I will always give you a little synopsis or like the background of the K-drama, and we usually read that from Asian Wiki. Just nostalgia. So The Wonderfools, it actually just came out May 15th of this year. The name in Hangul is thewonderfools. The writer was Ho Da-chung and the director was Yoo In-shik. Yes. And the network it's on is Netflix. It has a total of 8 episodes. You can easily binge it in a day. Each episode is like an hour or so long. So here's a quick synopsis of it, provided by Asian Wiki. Set during the year 1999, when some people thought the end of the world was approaching, Tenny Liz, I love that name by the way. That name is so cute. Tenny. That's so cute. I love that. Oh my gosh. If your name is Tenny, you're iconic. Okay, lives in Haesong City. Doshi. Sorry, okay. Her only relative is her grandmother, Kim Chon-bok, who runs a well-known restaurant in Haesong. Tenny is an unpredictable person with a bright personality. One day she is caught up in an unexpected incident and suddenly gains a superpower. When this occurs, she happens to be with her neighbors, Son Kyung-hun and Kang Ro-bin. They also gain their superpowers, but their supernatural powers are not perfect. Meanwhile, oh, I love Asian Wiki. Where do we start? I have so many notes, so I might just like go through like my notes and like just do it that way. As you guys know, or if you guys don't, because you're new to 어머드라마, everyone gets a nickname. It is about, what should we name her? I don't think I gave her a nickname. Let's call her, we're gonna call her Bunny. Bunny because she has like so much energy like a bunny. Bunny is a 27-year-old, I guess the town troublemaker, and she has a heart condition. I think the first scene of the drama was when she was walking through her town or her city and the cults were trying to like recruit her, and she was just like, why the heck, like I want to see like the apocalypse, like, because she found out she was dying. Which, side note, I was a little confused like after watching like the drama. Obviously, like when you get towards the end and you realize, spoiler alert, if you have not seen the drama, do not click on this video. Watch the drama first, then come back so we can chit chat. But my thought about while watching it fully and knowing that she had the heart of the Child of Eternity, I was like, wait, if the Child of Eternity can die but also come back, why was she dying? But I also was like, well, the Child of Eternity, like they did die, like they did. So would she have died and then came back to life after dying? You know, that part I was kind of like, either there's a loophole or I'm reading too much into it, which is probably like me reading too much into it. So like my first thoughts was the drama is so freaking pretty. I talked about it in my last cute little chat when I was talking about how certain dramas just like stylistically, ooh, is that a word? Certain dramas, depending on like which network you're watching it on, they look vastly different. And I've noticed K-dramas on Hulu are so pretty. Like they seem like they have a budget. Sorry, I'm not disrespecting any other K-dramas, but The K-dramas on Hulu, they just look so expensive. Style is better, like the lighting, the filters look just so good. But watching this drama, I love the way that it looked. It did look like a comic book in some sense, especially during like the cinematic like slow-mo moments, which they had a lot of those, which I loved. Like also the CGI and or AI that was used in the drama, it just looked really nice. It looked real, you know, as real like as it could look. Like the scene where her and, what should we call Cha? We're gonna call him Clark. So because of Clark Kent, you know, when Clark thought that she was like involved with like the disappearances in their city, he followed her, you guys remember, and then like they were tugging on her suitcase because obviously she was trying to like go travel, and he was like, girl, I think you have something to do with these disappearances. So as they're pulling the suitcase, all the clothes fall and like her teddy bear falls, and like that scene just alone was so pretty. So yeah, I think they did really well with the CGI aspects of the show to make it look like not too cartoony. I loved it. I did notice, I put, why is the camera so close to Cha's face? But everything he does looks like a commercial. Okay, because what would I call him? Clark, he gets, I want to call him Clark. Let me think of a different nickname. I'll call him Cha. Cha, he is obviously a very attractive person, and because he's so attractive, people tend to judge his acting really harshly. Everything that he does becomes a commercial, unfortunately, and like it's not his fault that he's like nice looking. They just had so many like moments of him like looking off like the side, or like, what's the word, that boating, is it boating like expression where he's just like, and it's supposed, like, it's actually a part of the story, but it just looks like you're watching a commercial because he is nice looking. I think it's good because it's like fan service, kind of like in Bloodhounds, how they know that majority of the audience, while we love the storyline, like, you know, it's so interesting, we're honestly here for the two main, we're here for the cute men. Like, so some scenes, it's like, it's fan service, them working out, getting a close-up of their abs and like all that stuff. While watching it, I was like, oh, okay, like they're getting some fan service in, getting a zoom in of his face, and you know, have him like in a tank top, or when they had to open up his shirt and they like showed his body. I was like, shut up. Get out of here. Oh, let me just say this, I think Cha did a really good job in this drama. I really do. I know like people have their qualms about his acting, and you know, he acts the same, his characters are always the same, the stoic, but I will say his character in this drama, he actually felt more like, my dog is over there like having a party. His character in this drama felt more like alive, if that makes sense. There was just like some like breath in his character, which I really love. His facial features, his movements were like kind of like more fluid. He was more expressive. Like, I personally, I'm not like a stan, but I think he actually did really well. He had moments where he had to like yell and like, yeah. Even though they said his character is socially awkward, I think he provided way more life into this character than he did his other characters. I was proud. I was like, because I hate when people are like mean. Yes, he's nice looking, and I do think him or his team, whoever, they could possibly like lean on that more than his acting abilities. But I also feel like people should give like actors and actresses a chance to like grow. No one starts out perfect. I mean, some people do. Not everyone is perfect. Like, you have to give people a chance to like get better. Same thing with, I haven't watched the drama because it doesn't really interest me, The Boyfriend on Demand. We're saying about Jisoo, people were being so mean about her acting, and I was like, you guys, give her a chance. She's a singer, she's not an actress. Like, she's learning how to act. Like, give her, you know, give her some chance to like spread her wings, and then she'll be better with more practice. Like, stop. Same thing with Cha. I think the more dramas or movies he does, I think he will just become better and better. But damn, you guys are really harsh. Okay, so one of the plots, or the main plot that I kind of was confused by only because I wasn't paying attention, was when they kidnapped Bunny. I was like, why? But then I remembered Harmony was kind of like keeping her like tucked away. Question: do we think, I don't know if it was like stated in the drama, but was Harmony keeping her like kept away because Harmony knew that she had the heart of the whatever eternity heart, or was it because she was like sick? If that was like specified, then yikes. Her doctor's appointment, and then she found out she was gonna die. You know, went to pack to see if she was able to like just go do a trip because she wanted to go to at least one of the places of her dreams before passing away. I forgot about all that. So when I saw them kidnapping her, I was like, wait, what just happened? Oh my gosh, when I say this drama was so freaking funny, it was hilarious. Like right off the gate. And that actor, I love him actually. Normally he has like those creepy weird roles, but him in a comedy, please, what do I name him? I'm gonna say Sticky, but is that weird? All these names are weird. Sticky? I was gonna say Sticky because he sticks like to things. I'm gonna call him Sticky. Okay, so Sticky and what should we call him? Sticky and Panda. Sticky and Panda. Why Panda, you may be asking? Because he's like a panda. He's like cuddly and like, you know, like cute, but he's also vicious because pandas are vicious. Great. Sticky and Panda, they were so funny. Mainly Sticky. Oh my gosh. He's such a good like comedic actor. Like, oh my gosh, I haven't seen him in anything like funny. He's normally been like a killer or like a creep or, you know, whatever. I think that is what I was most excited about when I saw that he was in it. I was like, oh my gosh, how is he gonna be able to do comedy? Because normally he does like weird so good. He actually was my favorite character out of the entire drama. I know you would have thought it would have been like Bunny or Cha. No, he was just dramatic all the time. He was never calm, and then he would just like nag everyone, like, but then in the same breath he would be like down for the cause. It reminds me like when they were the servants, when they were helping Cha during like the city servant thing. I can't think of the name. I don't know what it's called. When all three of them, Bunny, Sticky, and Panda, they were like, and they're doing like their little move, and his face was just like he was always down for the count. Sometimes it took him a while to like want to be a part of the plan, but once he was in it, he was in it. It's like my only gripe with him. Like there were moments where I was like, dude, can you just like follow along? Like, why are you being so like resistant when you know that this is happening? That was like the only thing. They had to like beat him into like submission of like, can you just help? Oh yeah, see, I said wait, Cha is doing such a good job. He's using his face and emotion. Go Cha, he looks lively. The human button was like switched on and he was like, oh, here I am. I think he should go for more roles like this, ones that require even more emotion out of him. Because I thought about it, I probably, like many, I love to analyze celebrities and just people in general, but like celebrities because it's kind of easy to, and influencers too. And I do this by myself. Like I don't take it fully to like online. I think the only time I did it was during Love Island season 7 when I did like a whole freaking dissertation about Nick and Alandria, and I was actually right. Back to Cha. I mean, I don't watch or know that much about him, but he always looks really composed. He just always feels like contained, like where he doesn't show the real him, which is probably for the better in his case because he's so well known. I do think him being so self-contained, it can like damage his acting a little bit because he's not used to showing emotion in public. Like he has emotion. I know he has emotion. Like I know. But like I think because his public persona is always so like then when someone's requiring you to act as a certain character who has to be like it could be challenging for you to do that, which is probably why his team, directors, writers, himself leans more towards the socially awkward, quiet, stoic, foreboding, is that it, characters, because that is in his comfort level. Does that make sense? While I was enjoying this drama, I also was like just analyzing, oh my gosh, like he's showing emotion. I wonder like why did he choose this project? I know, too much. And that part was just so funny. You can see like there's one part where Sticky and a cop were in the back and they're like throwing water at each other. It's just, this drama was so funny. Even during moments that were supposed to be like serious and sad, they still sprinkled in some humor, and they did it so well. The writer of this drama did amazing. I said Harmony's hospital outfit was cute, I want one. Yeah, not Cha about to kill her just to see if she has powers. I was like, sir, there are a million ways to see if she has powers. Why did you go to the most extreme thing ever? Like when she was walking like in the city and he was following her, everyone at that point was like cutting something, using knives, chainsaws, and he was gonna like use one of those to kill her. And I'm like, there are so many other ways. You can ask her, maybe. I really love Bunny's character in this drama. I know I haven't really talked about her a lot. Bunny's character was so good, and she kind of reminded me of her character in Extraordinary Attorney Woo, I think. She kind of reminded me of that character, only because her character at times was like really oblivious, sweet, innocent at some points, and she would stop and she would turn and then she would be like, she was just so oblivious. And I was like, honestly, that's me when I'm walking outside. I loved her character. She was the perfect mixture of like brave but also like cute and whiny, but whiny in a good way. Because there are some dramas where like the women, they're like too like sometimes it's a little bit too much. For me, it's just like, you know, like a bit much. I think in this drama she had the perfect mixture of it. There were times, if you guys remember, he swindled her when he gave her to the bad people, and when she came back and she was like, oh, like why, like that. Or when he saved her and she was like pouting, like, you know. Oh, there was like a moment with how they showcased them getting powers and also showcasing the bad people and their powers. It reminded me of X-Men. You guys don't know this, I am a massive fan of X-Men. I am a X-Men nerd, like to the point when I was younger I was like, I want to be like, I want to be one. Like, give me some powers. It was kind of giving me X-Men, how like Cha was like, oh, what's his name, loves X-Men but can't even think of the people's names. I know. And what should we call him, Lizard was the bad guy in X-Men. That's like what it reminded me of, and I was living for it. Well, obviously, and because Cha wanted to use like their powers for good and the other guy wanted to use, you know, their powers for evil, which BT does. What was the end goal? That is like, I got to the end of the drama and I was like, wait, why? Like, why did the evil people, who was the old dude, and why did they want to use the child of eternity's heart on the old dude? That I did not understand. I must have like missed it, because I was like, why is the old dude so important? And then seeing the old dude, I was like, that can't be a real old person, right? When I first saw him, I was like, and then my brain was like, Anna, be nice. And I was like, oh yeah, it's true. Like, this could be like someone's actual face. And I was like, well, you know, he looks fine for his age. But then finding out that those wrinkles weren't real, I was like, okay, we're good. I thought the girl, One Eye, I love her, by the way. She was my favorite villain. She just wanted to vibe. She honestly did, me as a villain. Like, she just wanted to be cute, maybe date Cha, and just like keep it pushing. But those around her were just like so negative. It's their fault that she's dead, by the way, just to like put that out there. I feel like she honestly, she was the most powerful villain, like for real. They tried to make it seem like the clap guy was most powerful, or Gloomy over there But like, no, because once she has people in her like hallucinations, they can't get out, honestly. Like when Cha was stuck in that, he was stuck. And when she had the Wonderfools all stuck, like they couldn't do anything. Cha had to like choke her out. Keeping it like on like for real, she was the most powerful villain. And I do wonder why they didn't like utilize her powers a little bit more, because she never got a chance to like mess people up, you know. Even like at the end, before she died, her death was so like it was just so, it was so like bleh, you know. When the officers had to do a check, a welfare check, or you know, a check of the cult, and they went in, and One Eye, she was able to change the way that the basement looked, so that, you know, the officers were able to see like, you know, beauty and X, Y, and Z. But the real place was, you know, they had the hostages, and the guy was like screaming for help, and the officer couldn't even like hear him. I was like, and then ew, the guy with the whole the oh my god, the guy with the worms coming out of his hands, that was effing disgusting. I thought at first it was One Eye's doing. I thought she was like, you know, trying to trick him, but come to find out, he's a little mutant too. And the little worms, they like burn things. I said, Cha moving that car. Oh, yeah. I'm pretty sure I was talking about the part when they had to help the police officers, and they're trying to like move the car. And what happened? Cha like moved the car. I was like, okay, guys, hold on, listen. I try not to fangirl in public. I really don't. But while watching that part, I was like, he looked really good when he did that. Yeah, okay. Next. I said I love their body acting. I know that sounds weird, but they're so funny when she slapped him twice. Oh yeah, they were able, I don't know what it's called. It's not slapstick comedy, but using your surroundings and or your body for humor. They did that so well. And honestly, I think I'm gonna go out on a limb. I feel like Cha did really well this drama because he was with a really strong actress. Hold on. I'm not saying that like his past co-stars aren't like a strong like actor, actress. I think because Bunny, she's just, whatever role she's in, she like throws herself into it. So if you're acting alongside someone like that, it's kind of hard for you to not also put your all in it. They executed like comedy with their body really well. I know it sounds weird. I'm just trying to think of like a different way of explaining it. Their movements, it all just like looked so natural. Their chemistry was really good in the drama. Like them all together, the Wonderfools, but I think him and Bunny, they're it just felt really natural. It really did. Oh, I did watch the other one though. I love that one. Oh, with my homegirl. Oh no, what's her name? What's her name? Park Gyu-young from It's a Good Day to Be a Dog. Yes. Thank you. That drama, I think that their chemistry was really good, and we could tell because when he kissed her, I try not to fangirl. In A Good Day to Be a Dog, the chemistry was good, but I will say this chemistry with him and Bunny, it seemed more natural. It felt like two friends just happened to film this funny drama. They picked casting. Whoever did casting for this drama, you did so good, and you deserve a raise, like for real. Because even the chemistry with Bunny and Harmony was so cute. It honestly could have had you believing that in real life they were grandmother and granddaughter. I loved that they made their characters just alike, because you know sometimes in K-dramas the Harmony or Haraboji, they would kind of be more stoic and like, you know, I don't understand why you're like that, like, you know, I'm not like that. But seeing that their characters were actually really really similar. They just so happen to be younger and older. Perfection. Oh, it's when Bunny found out that her heart, you know, was from the child of eternity, and she was crying, you know, which was funny. And then you also had Harmony crying, and like it was just so cute. I love their relationship, like between all the actors and actresses. I will say, which I don't, again, excuse my ignorance, they were saying that there were side effects to having powers. What were the side effects? Like, why did the clap guy, why did he die? Is it like when you use your powers too much? Like, what was the side effects? Oh, also the power, the one eye, she was a shapeshifter. I'm telling you, her powers were so elite, and I'm like, why did you guys not make her the main villain? I knew from the very first few episodes, I knew that they were gonna make Gloomy the main villain, because first of all, screen time on 10, which I love her, by the way. Her always being like, we have to listen to dad said this, da da da. She was so like gung-ho about following what their dad said. Making sure that you guys follow the plan, don't deter off from the plan. They were drilling that so hard, and I was like, oh, she's gonna be like the final boss, like. And then she was, and then her death again was just so, I didn't understand why they made the villain's death, all of the villain's death, so like boring. There was no like impact. Like when Lizard died, he got shot by like one of the bullets, and then the clap guy, his heart hardened because he used too much power, I guess. And then One Eye, no, she got stabbed because they were dumb. See, it was Gloomy's fault. They got duped. They got duped by their own dupe. Gloomy told her, finish it, you know, avenge Agaba, like da-da. She goes to do it, I guess, without telling her the plan of what she was gonna do, and then the priest dude looks up at Gloomy and like nods, and she's like, and then he killed, like, that was really silly. That, I don't know if that was meant to be silly, but that little whole ordeal, I was like, guys, what just happened? I do like how they introduced her shape-shifting power. When she pretended to be him, I honestly didn't notice. And even like when Harmony like stopped and like looked, like when she noticed, I still was like what? Until she was like, he never calls me Mrs. Kim. And I was like, oh, I was like, damn, I would have gotten got, because I didn't even pay attention. I thought that Hacker was gonna be Child of Eternity, especially after when Harmony was on the phone and she was like, did you hear that? And he got up. I was like, oh, he's the Hacker, or he's the Child of Eternity, which is why he's like hidden away. I was like, wait, no, I think Bunny is the child. But turns out I was wrong on both parts, because she wasn't the child, she just had his heart. Because actually, I like that. I like that they didn't add like a whole nother adult character to it. They kind of just like kept it as is. I did appreciate that. I said, Pastor is scary. And then like right after, I said, oop, RIP Pastor. Yeah, he was weird. I didn't understand why he was so effing strange. Like when they were picking up trash, like while Child's like walking, you can see like the pastor in the back. Why is he being so weird? And then he died. And I was like, oh, well, okay. Sometimes a K-drama can't help but to make me side-eye some female characters. I know. The part where One Eye, when she told Cha, I was pretending to be like your mother in your dream. Like that dream wasn't actually yours. I made that because I wanted you to like, you know, feel okay, and I wanted to bring you comfort. And she was upset that he like didn't like her. And I'm like, One Eye, that's not how you get your boyfriend, girly pop. You don't pretend to be his alleged, I thought, dead mom in his dream and then tell him about it. If anything, girl, you do it and then you don't tell him. And then you comfort him. But they were actually kind of cute. Like if in some other universe they like got together, that would be iconic. All her outfits were so cute, especially like the cream jacket with like the boots. They really should have utilized her more. Wait, did she die or no? Hold on. Now that I'm thinking about it, because after she got stabbed and Chow was like, we have to call an ambulance, he put his, I think, He put his hand under her nose and he was, oh no. He felt for a pulse and he was like, there's still a pulse, call the ambulance. So what if she makes it? If they bring her back for season 2, because there's most def gonna be a season 2. I saw the after credit scene. If they bring her back, please make her just like powerful and like as iconic as you can. Because I was just like, why did you guys not utilize her powers more? Like, why? But I guess because her character in itself, she wasn't about like getting revenge or like wanting to do X, Y, and Z. She did it because her dad and her siblings told her to. But if you guys remember at the end, she's talking to Gloomy, she was like, let's just run away, like let's just leave, like no more. And I'm like, girl, yeah, like go live your life, be free. And Gloomy over here was like, no, because only Abba protects us. She was so annoying. I will say though, I won't lie, while their chemistry was really good, like solid, super good chemistry, I do feel as though they rushed the romance just a little bit. I won't even lie. They didn't kiss until like what, episode 7? And even the kiss to me kind of felt out of the blue and I was like, oh. But also while watching it, because when they found out that she can teleport when her heart rate is increased, I was like, oh, he's gonna use himself to like increase her heart rate. And I was right. So plot wise it does make sense, but I was like, the romance, it kind of felt out of place because they didn't really hint at it anywhere in the drama. She just seemed like she was just a nice, energetic, outgoing person, bubbly person. So even though I knew, I had a feeling, and I did hope that they would introduce, you know, romance in there somewhere. For me, it felt kind of like an afterthought. Maybe in season 2 they'll like lean into it more, or maybe they won't, because this drama is not about romance, it's about superheroes and their powers. So I think having the romance be like an afterthought or like second important, I think that also does make sense. I know I contradict my own thoughts. Oh, the part when Cha turned her in, I was actually shocked. I really was, because I was like, oh, like no no, like he wouldn't, this is all just like a joke, or he did this to find their hideout and then he's gonna come and he's gonna, like I was doing gymnastics trying to think of an outcome in which Cha was not like the bad guy, and I was wrong, because for a hot second he was the bad guy. He really gonna leave her. Like, yeah, he gave her like the coffee jellies, but he was really gonna just like leave her. Like he was not gonna, like, he wasn't, because the part where when she got out, she went to his place and that's when she was like why did you give me up, ho? And he was, you know, his stoic, you know, I was like, Cha no, like you literally, I'll put my notes on the screen. But wait, Cha, I was like, how could you? I was like, oh my gosh, I thought it was One Eye Girl, because I did. When he stuck her with the needle, I was like, oh, like One Eye Girl, she what is it called? She shapeshift into Cha to like grab her. Like I was doing gymnastics to protect Cha's integrity. And I was wrong. I was like, Cha, I was like, they were trying to give you a birthday, you little hoe. OMG, I honestly hate you. I know you're so on their side, but OMG. OMG, he really gave her to them. Oh, okay, so maybe he gave her to them so that he can find their hideout. Okay, he gave her to them so that he can find his family. He knew she would get out. And I said, okay, I was wrong. He didn't want to help her. I was so upset. I was like, they literally gave you a birthday party. They wished you nothing but happiness and you do this? You would have thought I was in the drama. And you guys, I was so upset. And I was confused, and because I was wrong. Like, how I thought the drama was gonna go in that moment, it didn't happen. And I was like, what do you mean this man gave her up? And then the fact that she was able to get out and also ask him like, yo, why? And his response was just like, I don't know. Oh, one thing I also did not understand was, why were they villainizing Harmony when Lizard was right there? Everyone was like, you know, she's horrible, she did bad, she didn't care if it was kids X, Y, and Z. Especially Cha. Do we not remember that Cha literally watched Lizard basically torture the child of eternity? So I was confused as to why they were in so many ways or words trying to push that he was like the good, he was doing good, while Harmony was like doing bad. And he's like, whatever, sure. Oh yeah, Lizard, what was his problem? Lizard was so mean to Bunny. I was like, did I miss something? Where he was like, you're not worthy, you're worthless, you don't deserve that heart, why is your life so special? Where is like all the animosity coming from? Same thing with Gloomy when she was brainwashing or trying to brainwash Bunny into dying like gladly or happily. I was like, why are you guys attacking this girl's like existence? Like, she did not ask to have the heart, you know, from the child of eternity. So like, they were treating her as if she was the villain. And then there's a point where she was like accepting it, and I was like, girl, stand up, stand up. Like when she realized why Cha gave her up, and she's like, well, it's for his family, so I guess you have a family too. Like, girl, I know he's cute, but you stand up. Oh my god, I'm about to die. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Am I almost done? I'm not. Oh, I was so impressed with Cha, this drama. My notes, what did I put? I said, yes, Cha, you're doing great, sweetie. Emotion, full teeth smiles, laughs. Ah, cause you got, okay, if you are familiar with like the qualms people have about his acting, then you also understand my reaction to his acting in this drama. Like, he did so good. There's a part when I was like poking at him, and he was like, come on out. Not that, but he did it his way. I was so proud. I was really proud. I know. I said, what the F happened to old dude? That was scary. The skeleton that they used to portray that old man passing away, that freaked me out. Oh, my favorite scene before my camera dies. I love this scene when they went to rescue her, Cha, Sticky, and Panda, and she woke up and her bed was spinning, and they were all fighting behind her, and they were playing the song I'm a Freak, but I'm a Freak. That scene was so good. Oh my goodness gracious. I replayed it like 5 times. That scene was so good. Oh my gosh. The music choice, her looking kind of like out of it, Cha protecting her while also like fighting, her poking Sticky in the eye. That scene was so good. It was the editors, the directors, the writer of this drama, like literally 10 out of 10.